Welcome to another edition of the Whispering Hope Weather Update. And here to present our weather update this afternoon is none other than Lenard Josiah. Good afternoon, Mr. Josiah. How are you doing?
Oh, not bad at all, my brother. I go, man, today is the final day of my vacation, man. So I head back out to work again tomorrow, doing the government's business, tracking these storms, tracking these areas of disturbed weather. Yet for another month, going on into the peak season, which is the September month. So far, so good for the month of August. We only had one call of interest. The area continues to show some signs that it is getting a little bit more active. So here are we this afternoon to talk a little bit more about the tropics, my brother.
Yes, sir. Well, it's good that you're ending the days of snorkeling, walking down on Morris Bay and taking your hike back up to the house, you know. You can't have fun all the time, man. You gotta feed the family.
I hear you. That's so true. That's so true. I wish I had I wish I had the days to go snorkeling as you're alluding to right there. But hey, all is well and fair game. I understand what you're saying, you know. But the tropics continue to be our point of interest right now. We're looking at let's say the tropics getting its act together. We have a few areas of interest, albeit none of them are going to be impacting us. So that's really good news, but we can look at them. I'm going to be sharing my screen in just a few minutes right there, so we can have a look as to what's really going on in the tropics. And right away, you would notice that, permit me just to do this quickly in sharing my screen. And you'll see right away that we have a few areas of bother. One that's leaving the Eastern Caribbean that is forecast to become an area, let's say a tropical cyclone in the next 5 days. Has a 40% of doing so. That's disturbance number 2, has a 40% of tropical cyclone formation and impacting, let's say, more so the Yucatan Peninsula. Again, remember Grace, that particular storm that was supposed to impact us and never did anything. Well, on Friday night going on into Saturday, Grace got a burst of energy, became what we call a very strong Category 3 hurricanes with wind excess of 120 miles per hour, slammed into Mexico. And Grace is no more right now, but you can be certain that she caused some damage in Mexico. And here comes the Yucatan Peninsula again under an area of interest, looking at a 40% chance of developing, where the conditions are forecast to become a little bit more favorable in the next couple of days. We're looking at this area just southeast of Bermuda, which is tropical disturbance number 1. That too has a 40% chance of formation in the next couple of days, but we're going to be monitoring it for friends in Bermuda. Here comes another area of interest. It is tropical disturbance number 3. This is another area of disturbed weather, and this has developed in association with a low pressure system located over the far eastern tropical Atlantic. Remember that when they are this far out in the main development area, we pay a little bit more attention to them because of the likelihood of impacting the region. But already you could see that the curvature suggests that it is more likely to head out to sea and become a fish storm. But nonetheless, some development will be possible over the next several days, while the disturbance is forecast to move towards the west or west-northwest at around 15 miles per hour over the eastern tropical Atlantic. We will be monitoring this particular area for signs of tropical development and to see whether or not the models will trend towards a more westerly track than northwesterly track. But for right now, nothing significant to impact us immediately. Here is our close-up shot with respect to Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda, we're located at that specific dot right there. I'm trying to see if I can get to the point where I can bring up the annotation so that I can show you exactly where that spot is. Well, Antigua and Barbuda, we're located in this general location right here. All this clouds is associated with the area of disturbed weather that we spoke about. And that particular area of disturbed weather is forecast to move towards the west. This is the area that we are talking about right here, forecast to head on towards the west and be a more impact to the western half of the region. Antigua and Barbuda, we are located right here. So you could see it's not forecast to impact us at all here in Antigua and Barbuda. Let's take a look at our wider shot. This particular wider shot shows that we are looking at the area of disturbed weather out here in the open Atlantic. This particular area right here is forecast to, this is disturbance number 1, forecast to head out towards the northwest and be in that general location in the next couple of days. Here comes another area of disturbed weather right here. This is the one that is forecast to move towards the west before heading out into the open Atlantic. That high pressure is weakening, and as such is causing them to bend out to sea, and that's certainly good news. But we will be paying a little bit close attention to them to see whether or not there is any change in the track forecasting with respect to the models. But for right now, the area continues to be relatively dry. We continue to look to our models. Let's say this is our precipitable water, and already you could see that this particular area has a little bit of curvature going on with it. But all this blueness right here over us here in Antigua and Barbuda, let me highlight that spot so you can see exactly where Antigua and Barbuda is. We are located in this general location right here, and you can see all this blueness right inside here, and that is dry air. This area of disturbed weather is already heading out. That particular area not forecast to come to our area. So we can look forward to just some light sprinklings, but nothing too much in the major severe weather domain for right now. My brother?
That's pretty good news. The Atlantic is quite busy, but good news for us, they're moving away, and we can't afford to take, with the numbers rising in COVID-19 cases, we can't afford to take anything else added to that. Persons going into shelter, having to, habitate with habit in the same habitat with other persons who they are not sure what their status is, so that's something that we can't afford to have happening at this moment. So we just pray that God continue to extend his grace upon us and keep us safe here in Antigua and Barbuda and the rest of the Leeward Islands.
Yes, my brother, and you said it so well right there, given the fact that we are required to understand and continue to establish these protocols and follow these protocols with respect to social distancing, and a storm right now could be a bother, especially in this era of COVID, for sure.
Definitely. So we just want to thank you for coming by. It's a cool afternoon. Yes, not the usual hot day that you're dripping sweat. Sometimes it doesn't matter how many glasses of water you take.
That's so true.
Dry at the lips getting dried at the night, so yeah.
Yes,
it's a good thing when you get a cool day like this one.
Yeah, it's rather cool because we have the wind blowing on the outside, so it's causing that perspiration to evaporate. So we have that evaporation, which is a cooling process. So you're not feeling that hot at all, and that steady wind continues to be a help towards the high humidity. Very good, very true, very true.
Oh yes, so I'm gonna have to do like you. Probably take some vacation, even though you can't travel anywhere. There aren't much options without the vaccine. So I'll sit back and relax and enjoy the days.
Enjoy the days. Going anywhere right now is a no.
Yeah, but I have a few banks outside just waiting for the rain. Just planted a few things last week, peppers and tomatoes, but yes.
That's so true. That's so true. That's true. So keep it up, my brother, and let's all continue to do this for the well-being and the information of our public. See you same time, same place, right here at Whispering Hope's Weather Update tomorrow afternoon, my brother.
Absolutely.